is snow there, it is cold there, but I am safe and I am warm. Although it's hard, I know I gotta keep up, no time to late to drift away. I fill my space, I spend my time down the rabbit hole again, and as I fall I can feel the pain. You can't tell me where to go, so I don't know, I just go with the flow. I go with the flow. I'm falling up, I'm falling down, from the sky and from the ground. Up above just like below, and I don't know where I should go. 'Cause I'm stuck in limbo. I'm out of love, but I guess I deserved it. Trying to hide, to pass you by. I'm getting down, feeling fine. I'm light as air, no one can reach me. Lost in a dream, lost in between. Let's keep on flying, let's keep on breathing. I'm falling up, I'm falling down, from the sky and from the ground. Up above just like below, and I don't know where I should go. 'Cause I'm stuck in limbo. Cause I'm stuck in limbo. Cause I'm stuck in limbo.
Restart this guy just to get one thing to work. And we'll see if we can do some weeding and some harvesting. Okay. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're from. See, that should be good. Yeah, we could start maybe. I can start by weeding this a little bit. Maybe picking if there's some occasional strawberry. Then we can pick some other berries and then do more weeding there once it gets more into the shade. This is kind of in this, yeah, I don't want to be too much in the sun today. It's pretty hot again. But you just clean up the strawberries here so they can grow the rest of the season like the actual plant can grow. This one kind of died, I think, but is that a strawberry? I don't think so. I don't want to let that grow. I think this one just died last winter. It was maybe kind of a harsh winter for the strawberries, but most survived and delivered a pretty good yield this year. Now it's kind of strawberry season is over. Then we can just keep it clean, keep the thistles from growing. Maybe there's some still forming. There's one. Maybe there's still some strawberries coming. We could also, once I get this cleaned, I could put the irrigation thing here. I irrigated the rest of the land yesterday. We could put it on here. There's probably a strawberry we can eat. And that's nice and red. So the ones that are ready, there's not many, but we can eat them just straight up. Weeder's salary. In this kind of weather, now wind is good, clouds are good. There's maybe one here. This one has been eaten. This one is, I think this is too far gone to eat. There can always be one or two that you kind of forget, you don't see that they're there, and then it's too late when they're all mushy. This one is still super nice. Very nice. Here's a mega one. We'll say this one is done too. Pretty huge ones. There's still some here. Not many, but I guess we go through it all now and then we can see. And we see if there is any. any red ones around. Bunch of clover here, which is nice. It actually puts nitrogen down, and I guess if these roots go out there, then they can benefit of the clover. There's one. There's a few. That's good. I checked that out. There's going to be none left, but there's some, and there were some even like green ones there. Maybe they still will grow. Yeah, the berry bushes there are going in the shade now, so then we can pick some berries. Maybe we'll go weed. Do some weeding first, we'll see. There's one maybe. And this is still green. Green, green, green. Let that one get more red before we. Yeah, that should be pretty good. Just a little cleanup, a few thistles here and there. Nothing too bad. Okay, here we got this looks pretty ready. Red currant, then we got white and black currant. Pick maybe a little bit of each bush. I guess we can do this now, then the shade advances here. Then we'll be in the shade to do kind of a little weeding here. Because now this is still in the sun, kind of warm here. The sprayer, we could put it on there now, but then we're gonna get wet if we pick the berries. So I think it's best to just pick the berries first. Then we can put the sprayer here once we do. Once either the wind dies down or if we do something over there, then we can have because it will spray on the strawberries and it will put a little bit on the bushes too. Some black currants. This bush is pretty old, but it's still some berries here. Not like a huge amount or anything. Some. I don't think there's really any picker. The same picker that we use for the blueberries. I don't think you can use it for these. Or maybe there is some, but I just have a few bushes here, so it's fine. Fine to do manual picking actually. I'll pick a little bit from this and then mix in some red ones and maybe some white ones, and it's gonna be a nice like mix to eat. Mix of different currants. These guys aren't really ready, they should be like this dark red. And these are not really there yet. I think this is like Karviainen, whatever that's in English. It's not Garfield. Even though Garfield is Karvinen, but I don't think Karviainen is Garfield. Garfield berry. But yeah, there's maybe, if I pick the whole bush, there could be maybe this plus this, maybe there's like a couple of liters, 1.5 liters. Not a lot, but it's good to put some, you can put these on, yeah, a little extra stuff on ice cream or with the cereals or something. Morning cereal. But yeah, who you got in today's football match? Yesterday Spain won, which was good. I like Spain to win the whole thing maybe. They play pretty good. And today we got England, Holland. I don't really have a big preference there. Both are pretty like okay. They haven't really played super good, either of them, but one of them are gonna be in the finals. Maybe England Spain would be kind of legendary. See if it's coming home, as they say in England, I think. Maybe. A little bit more of the black ones, then we can take some red ones. It's quite a bit. We haven't cleaned like maybe 1/3 of the bush quarter, if you pick every single berry, but try to get most of them at least. And maybe not good to take too much in one go, then it's better to eat them when they're kind of fresh and then pick more in a couple of days again. There's not enough here to put in the freezer or anything. We're just gonna eat these kind of fresh. Wind is very nice, keeps the bugs away. When it's this warm, it's really nice when there's some wind. Maybe we'll take some red ones now. It's gonna take a little bit, not too much. And if there's a little bit of these stems here, it's okay, you can eat them. Doesn't really taste like much. These red ones, I don't think I've seen this many red berries here ever. I think this bush is still like, it's not very old, so it's still like growing and getting bigger. These are not overdone or anything yet, but we can pick a little now and then a little bit more in a few days. There's a little green guy right here. Let's get you out of here. Climb up on the wall and out. Out and away.
Do you do farming for business or as a hobby?
Do I do farming for business? Both. This is the hobby part right here. Then the bigger fields are a business, but kind of turning into a hobby here slowly. Profitability is kind of going down on the big fields also. So soon we're only farming as a hobby, I think. Maybe. Never know about the future, really. They're just picking some red currant, black currant today. Little snack. It's quite a bit of this in this bush actually. Pretty small bush, but it's producing pretty nicely this year. Pretty nice, pretty nice. A lot of these are kind of hidden here, so you need to almost bend the bush over like this, and you can see there's a lot of red ones. I guess we can try to clean this area, and then the next day we'll take another part of the bush. I guess we could see this is where the white currant is. There's not that much here, but they're almost like invisible berries, or like these are red and black, and this is like kinda invisible or see-through berries. Not that many on this. This one still needs to grow a few years. It's grown pretty well. It's grown from here all the way to here this year, so it's getting bigger, this one too. Then we just mix them all, then we got three colors of berries in there. But yeah, we're just gonna take a little bit from that bush. There's not that much there. There's a lot more here and some there. Are there any markings in this one? Oh, there is here actually. Now we picked like half a liter. There's half a liter, 1 liter, 1.5. We're gonna get it somewhere between half a liter and liter, then it's some good snacks. So if this is half a liter, we're gonna get probably from these 3 bushes, probably liter and a half at least. So that's pretty good. The bushes these are really easy. The maintenance on the bushes is pretty much let it grow, pick the berries. I guess we watered these a little bit when I watered these strawberries, and it sprayed a little water on these, so they got watered a little bit. And maybe, yeah, I could pick some weeds. There's some stinging nettle in that bush, which is not nice. But other than that, these are pretty like super low maintenance, which is nice. I guess you need to plant them at some point, and then the first few years they don't produce much, but from here on it should be pretty easy. And we could definitely have like a lot of more of these. There is room here on the lawn. Like I could plant like a lot more berry bushes or more strawberries or more something. But then there's a lot of work in just picking the berries at that point. Just gonna keep it at a pretty easy level. But yeah, it's really common, at least on older farms or around older houses, you always see this berry bush and the one with the black currant. They are like really common, like all the old houses in the somewhere around the houses, there's always these bushes. They're really common. Sometimes even if you come up to a place where there's no house left anymore, like everybody left and the house burned down or something like that, then there's still you might see these bushes, like a row with like 5 of these bushes. Nowadays I don't know if this is the most common one to plant or anything, but back in the day this one used to be really common. I think on the other side of a road there used to be like maybe 10 bushes like this there, but they were kind of old and then they died. But yeah, it's pretty easy. Like you could make juice out of these or whatever. We're just gonna eat them straight like this, but you could make a lot of this. like squeeze the juices out of it, put some sugar in it, then you would get pretty good juice out of it. Or apple trees. We had a couple of apple trees also, but they were really old, stopped producing pretty much. And we tried to plant like a new apple tree, but the rabbits got to it. And apple trees, it always takes a few years before they start producing apples. But that could be one. We could try to plant some apple trees at some point. Apple trees would be nice. The ones that have those really sweet apples. I don't like sour apples, so if I would plant anything, I would plant like a sweet apple or whatever it's called. It's like kaneli omena in Finnish. The red ones that are really like sweet. There's definitely room in the room around the house here to put some more stuff. Or maybe I think you can grow pears, like a pear tree. That would be kind of nice to try, like some new stuff. Spider. No spiders in the berries. There's a lot in this red one. They're kind of hanging here and hiding. There's quite a lot of these red ones. I think that's supposed to, maybe it will take a little bit more. That's like 0.6 liters maybe. Put a little bit more black ones in there. But yeah, a deciliter of this in the morning cereal is pretty good. Add some of those vitamins in there. Some fresh berries. It's starting to be the bilberry time too, so we could go to the forest and pick some bilberries, but unfortunately this one was another bad year for the bilberries, so there's not much to pick. It's been so damn dry. If it would have been a wet year, then there could be pretty massive amounts of bilberries in the forest. I think it's pretty low. We could try to just get a little bit at some point if we get like a cool day, nice windy day, like almost today. If it would be cooler, and windy as today, then it's kind of nice to be in the forest. If there's no wind and really hot, then it's not nice in the forest. There's going to be a whole lot of bugs. Yeah, I guess we have a good batch now. This should be good for maybe a few days. Then I'll come and pick more. There's probably 3 more like these here, or 2 at least. Yeah, are we in the shade here soon? We're starting to be in the shade here. Then we can do just a little weeding here. I guess it's not that hot when it's windy. Should be fine. Should be fine if we take it easy. But at least we can leave somewhere and then try to remember to take it away from here too. I guess it's like almost 4 p.m. so the wind isn't, or the sun isn't that strong anymore. Not that the strongest anymore. Yeah, if we pick the berries, I guess we could move the sprayer here and put the irrigation on here. Last night I irrigated this whole area here because it was starting to get really dry. So yeah, this guy, our super huge irrigation system. If I would supersize this, then I could put it on the big fields, but this is only good for the garden, like a small garden sprayer. Had it once there on the potatoes and then once here to spray on all this. It basically sprays, if I have this in one spot, it sprays about 5 times 10 meters maybe. We can see when I put it on here, then you can see how it looks. Good for the garden, but not good for the big fields. Not big enough. Garden hose ain't gonna be big enough. But where do we have the wind coming from? It's not ideal weather for this because it's super windy. But it's kind of coming from there. If we put it here, it should spray somewhat good. These, they don't produce much more this year, so I just want to put some water on them so they can grow more leaves for kind of for next year, pretty much. Guess we could try putting it. It's coming from there, the wind. Maybe here. We'll put it on and then we'll see where it sprays. See what happens. What time is it now? About 15:30. I usually leave it like 2 hours in one spot, and it gives about 20 mils of rain. But yeah, there's been plenty of watering this year in the garden. It's probably the 5th or 6th time that I'm watering the garden. Some years you don't need to water almost at all. Some years you're pretty much at least once a week spraying. Some really hot weeks, almost 2 times a week. There I did a little test there on the field, so on the big field I sprayed a little patch there. You can see how good it is there compared to just the natural rain. No wheat there. Big difference. Yeah, the wind is pushing it that way. We can maybe it's pretty good. We'll see where it sprays. The wind is kind of changeable, so As long as most of the water gets on the strawberries there, it's fine. Then a little bit on the berry bushes I wouldn't mind either. Yeah, I think that's pretty good there where it is. 1530, 1540, 1530, 1630, 1730. I'm gonna shut it off. Yeah, that one can spray there. Take a little break and then we can do some weeding. Weeding on the other stuff that I watered yesterday. It's pretty much dried up now enough so we don't get muddy shoes anymore. Something stung us here, or we got bitten by. Maybe we touched stinging nettle here. Stings a little, burns a little. I wonder what that is. Could be maybe, yeah, something that probably was in the bushes there. Probably stinging nettle or something. Doesn't really burn or anything. Feels maybe a little bit, but not too bad. That's why I usually, when I pick berries, it's kind of not good to do it with the gloves on, but all the other stuff I try to keep gloves on, just because you don't get stung by anything as easy or less damage to the hands. Yeah, I mean, it's really nice weather otherwise. Just everything is super dry, but otherwise it's really, really nice summer weather. And yeah, probably not a big surprise, but they're saying again that tomorrow evening and on Friday it's supposed to rain like 20 mils. But yeah, I've seen that about 10 times this summer and it always dries up, so not really believing that too much. I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah, we'll do some weeding and check the other crops or the other stuff in the garden next. Then we will see, yeah, tomorrow. Might stream some stuff tomorrow. I need to take the car to the MOT tomorrow, but if we pass the inspection then we can probably do some other. I have like one place in mind that we could stream from tomorrow, we'll see. We will see tomorrow. But yeah, it should be turning more into shade there, which should be nice. We're not doing shady business, but it's nicer to do it in the shade. Sprayer keeps spraying. We have a very local rain shower. Yeah, it's putting some water on the bushes also, which is good. They're probably a little dry too. Here parsley has really shut up now. Once we weed it now, it's gonna even shade the rest of the stuff. So I don't think we can even use the thing in between. Maybe we can almost just get a weed manually. Where do we have the weeder thing? Yeah, potatoes look nice. I think we can start eating potatoes. I dug up one on the end and it was like big enough to where you can consider eating it. And then the onions are growing here. Some of them are like falling over. I don't know if they're like struggling or what it is, but they got some water yesterday too. You can see the soil it's really wet on the underside. Got some of that sweet water yesterday. Under the potatoes you can still see the surface is even wet. But yeah, it dries up, the surface dries up real fast when it's windy and dry weather. Here we put, there's one that you put 2, 3, and that one's alive, there's one dead. We put the same as here, it's the chilies. There's some smaller ones I put in the ground there. We'll see if those survive. Tomato plants are looking real good. They have really exploded. Got some in the ground and then there's these that are in the pots. These are like mini tomatoes. I think those are maybe more like normal potatoes here. Keep the twitch down here, twitch weed down. This guy with the white roots, nasty weed. Really gotta keep after it. Then once you kill it like a few times, then it's gonna eventually just die out. Yeah, corn is looking really nice. I've never had corn look this nice at this point. I think the transplantation from the pots out here in the soil worked good this year. I have other years where they look pretty nice, but then when I plant them outside, then you get like they're too big, and then they're not used to wind, and then you get the windstorm, and then it almost like snaps the corn off, and then it almost dies. This year I had them from the beginning outside in a small greenhouse, and they're like, it was open so wind could push them when they were really small, so they got used to the wind, and now it seems they're handling the wind a lot better, a lot better than previous years, so that's good. Always learning here in the farming. And corn is more like a specialty thing here. Not really super common to have corn. Maybe in the garden, but definitely not out in the big fields. Some people have grown it out in the big fields, but it's more for silage, I think. Carrots are looking pretty good. Pull the smaller weeds out from the rows by hand. Between the rows we can use this guy. But yeah, corn looks good, tomatoes look good, carrots look good, peas look really good. We can start harvesting peas soon. I harvested some already, but those are ready, and then we got the leeks growing there, beans. Lettuce was the only one that kind of failed. I guess the broccoli kind of died, some bug ate the broccoli. But that and the lettuce, there's one lettuce surviving, or one lettuce. All others either didn't germinate or something happened. But yeah, in the garden everything else is growing pretty well. I think a big factor is, yeah, here I can put extra water. We have put a lot of extra water here this year. Sprayer has been running quite a bit. Or irrigation, I should say, because sprayer kind of means a different thing. We don't really use a sprayer on our farm, not in the garden and not in the big fields. I guess we have sprayed nutrients a couple of times, but other than that, pretty much mechanical weeding, as you see here. Also the same thing in the bigger fields. Yeah, now the shade is coming out here, so this is good. There's some weeding in between there's some weeds in the peas, but you can't really pull them out without ripping the peas out, so we're gonna leave that kind of untouched, clean on both sides as much as we can, and that should be good. See if there's any smaller weeds in the rows here. Just yank them out by hand. Not too much. Carrots have stayed pretty clean. pretty good. A mini carrot there. Carrots look pretty good. Peas, I put some like a line here. It keeps it a little bit off the ground at least. There's quite a bit of weight, so I would need to like tighten it up or figure out some way to make it super tight to keep them or put more lines than two, but I think it's better. It's a lot better than no lines. And the peas are gonna be like pretty much all harvested now in the next 2 weeks, so as long as they're at least mostly off the ground, it should be good. Peas are also definitely best to eat when they're kind of smallish or on the smaller side, or not like turning yellow. They're good when they're green. Good and green, nice and green. I think here we had there's like a couple of these leeks, onions, whichever it is, I never remember. There's a couple. I think beyond that it's just weeds. Oh no, there's one. Here's some there, and then the really last bit, I think it's just weeds. And there's one here, and it's just weedies after that. We can eat some that are full. Most of them are really slim yet, so not full. This one is pretty good. Just pop them open without the gloves. we got some nice green peas in there. Good taste. Kind of almost sweet. Almost a sweet taste. Definitely best to eat fresh. You can see here there's some weeds we can pull out, but I don't want to start ripping out too many of the actual peas. Kind of see where the row is. Pull the weeds up that are to the side. There's a big thistle there. Kind of want to get that one out, I guess. I'll get a couple of them thistles out. But yeah, when it's a little bit off the ground like this, it's easier to go through these and see which are filled up. Filled up and ready to eat. Take some weeds from the sides. Same with the beans, or beans I mean. The dill is fine, parsley needs a little clean up. Then these should all be done here. Then we can check, the potatoes look really good. There's really been not many weeds in the potatoes. Now when they've made a lot of leaves, or like a lot of, whatever it's called, blast in Swedish, then it's gonna provide a lot of shade and the weeds really do not come up much after that. Same, the strawberries have plastic, so they're fine. No really weed issues there. But yeah, these, both the corn and the carrots, they can grow for a long time still. Pretty much maybe, sometimes in September probably harvesting the carrots at least. Corn, we'll see how it grows. I know they harvest corn really late, like as long as you don't get a frost, it can pretty much grow a long time. But yeah. Peas will be harvested soon. The strawberries already gave their yield pretty much this year. And the peas go pretty fast now. The dill parsley is kind of ongoing the whole year, or for many months. You can harvest just a little bit all the time. Shade, it's turning more, sun's going over there, so more and more shade here all the time. It's nice. Not a big sun person myself. Just get sunburned in the sun. There's a pretty full one there, but tomorrow I can take some of these. Harvest some of them. So the row is actually here, then they're kind of leaning over a little bit. This line is keeping them off the ground. But the idea is if you try to pull the weed out, it's gonna like pull the piece out, so we're gonna be not yanking out too much stuff there. Could do more harm than good. Maybe a couple of the teasels I kind of want to get out. Those are nasty weeds. But yeah, I guess the peas at this point provide a lot of shade also, so not a ton of weeds. Some of this grass through here, but as soon as we harvest the peas here, I can mulch the ground or rip everything out so there's no weeds surviving. Nice peas. These are fully filled up. These beans, pretty good here. Now, here's not too many weeds at all. It's kind of the same thing here. The line is somewhere here, and then they're up through these lines. Keeps them upright. These guys are flowering a lot. Peas. They're not producing any beans, I mean, yet, but growing like crazy. Like one line of those. They're really hanging on to these strings I put up. They're still kinda almost on the ground here, but I guess they're hanging on to the lowest line here. The lines could be a little tighter. I tightened them once, but they still want to. Maybe I can lift this highest one up here. Try to get them tighter. I did move this pole a little bit to the side, but there's so much weight that almost would have to have like a stick between to keep them like this. If I want them tighter, same with these. But it's good. At least they're much more off the ground than if I would have no strings or nothing to support them. Like these, they wanna tangle themselves, so try to get them in between here. Like you can see there, this one is around the pole here. Like some kind of vines. Here we got the weird lettuce story. One survived. Rest, one reason or another, the rest didn't really do much. I don't know if the ground was too cold or if I didn't put enough water in the beginning or what the thing was. At least we have nice room to grow in between here and punish the weeds. This one is growing on the ground. We can help this guy up here. I guess we'll keep the one thing alive. It's gonna give some nice lettuce. Just weird that it's just one. Oh, a trailer, truck and trailer on the forest. They're probably have been doing some logging or something in the forest. That's a truck with low bed trailer. Maybe for logging machines, maybe for an excavator. This is kind of the last bit when I clear these parsleys up a little bit. There's nice rows of it. Just some twitch grass in there. And maybe a little bit there, but this should be the last kind of slow stuff. The rest should be easy. I think we can still get between here. Clean between the rows. There should be just enough room. If we hit the parsley a little bit, it's fine. It's just gonna produce a lot later in the year. So if we slice it off a little bit, it's fine. Just makes it a lot quicker with this than pulling everything by hand. The ground should almost be drier for this to work. This one works best when the ground is pretty dry. Watered this yesterday, so it's almost too wet. Then we just check the lines a little bit. Thistle there, maybe some weeds. As long as we get in between the rows pretty clear, then pretty clean, it should be good. Same here, we got like a big thistle here. The dill, as you can see, it's like completely grown up now, and I mean these bits are good to eat. The stem not so much, so just kind of harvesting the good stuff. Could have planted this in 2 sections, then I would have more fresh dill. Now it's kind of getting borderline old, so but it's still okay. The small pieces are good to eat. It gets pretty like woody after a while. Parsley stays good. Parsley is kind of nice and low like this the whole year. Even like late in the fall you can eat it. Tastes about the same. Hello there, Reef Daddy. Okay, I think that's about what we can do with this guy. The rest we'll have to manually pull the weeds out. But it shouldn't be too bad. Now when the dill is kind of big, it's pretty easy to see what's dill and what's not. Taking out the stuff that's kind of in the row. Can't get this with the tool we had there.
Hello to Finland. How are you?
Hello there. We're doing okay here, just doing some weeding, did a little bit of harvesting in the garden earlier already. Now when we're at least almost in the shade here, getting cooler and nicer. Okay, that's one line. Then we got two left. should be, yeah, there's a little bit down there. Up here it's kind of clean. But yeah, now we're the shade. We're soon all this in the shade here. Then it's a lot nicer. I did pick some berries already. Some red currant, black currant, and white currant. Nice little harvest already. Berries, and then of course dill, parsley, peas already. We harvested some from here too. But berry bushes are producing already.
One third from the hot weather.
Yeah, the berry bushes. I mean, they have gotten extra water too, but they seem to grow well even if it's a little hotter, warmer. Same with the corn. I mean, the corn really likes it when it's warm. As long as I can keep them wet enough, then it should be good. Some of the weeds out there's gonna be like a mix of parsley, but as long as I can get most of them gone, then it's good that it's more parsley than weeds. That's good.
One day there are not much weed left.
It's usually the weeds usually keep coming most of the season.
From the start of the season.
But yeah, I mean, maybe there's a little bit less now. But yeah, weeding is kind of one of those things you just gotta do if you want to keep the most of these crops, like they're easier to harvest when there's not that many weeds in there. It's kind of just one of those jobs. But yeah, it's mostly this weed, the quick grass, twitch grass, that we have talked about a lot of times. Even if you pull this out, like if there's some roots left in the ground, it will kind of grow up like grass. So that's why it's a pretty tough weed. Some of the other weeds, they don't come back. If you pull them up, then they're not gonna come back. But there's a little bit of this guy. Some thistles. But yeah, if we at least can keep most of the weeds out, then it's good.
Some deep and spreading roots.
Yeah, so it's like there's full of those roots in the ground, so it's almost like it's not impossible to kill it, but you have to turn the ground like around many times and always kill all the weeds if you want to get completely rid of it. And since this, like last year there were grass here, so it was like this last year, and then it's just plowed once in the spring, so that's why especially here at the end there's quite a bit of that. But yeah, I think I'm trying to keep it down this year, so next year I think it's not going to be as bad, because if you one summer can keep after it and always killing it, then it doesn't really come back that much the next year. I mean, like over there we got this small patch where I didn't have anything to grow here, so this patch here I'm trying to kind of keep this clean this summer, definitely kill all the weeds, then next year I can plant something here. Should be a lot cleaner than at the end there. But yeah, it's pretty clean otherwise. This area has been plowed many years in a row, but this was kind of a new, there were strawberries here last year, so this was plowed the first time here in a long time. So
Locked in the past, maybe can be like a workout organic gardening.
yeah, definitely some, it's a good like slow workout, a little bit similar to if you're riding a bike or going for a walk or something like that. And it's a good switch up from sitting in front of the computer. But yeah, last week we did, with my brother, we did a long bike ride. We rode, I think it was definitely over 80 kilometers. Maybe it was like 85 to 90 maybe. I gotta check, I didn't have the sports tracker or anything on, so I don't know exactly how long it was, but definitely the most I've cycled in one day. We did
And the fresh air, sun and nature.
we did like 85 kilometers, maybe almost 90. So that's my record for biking. New biking record. I think I'm gonna try this summer to do 100 kilometers in one day at some point. Just gotta find a good route to do it on. But yeah, it's pretty nice here when we're in the shade here. Not too hot. There's some wind.
Cool. Congratulations to you two.
Yep. It went pretty well. Like my brother's bike was kind of starting to fall apart, but midway through we went to a store, bought a few tools like a wrench and some other tools, and then we got the bike fixed, and then we could do the rest of the ride. The route kind of went from one city through another city to a third city, so there was plenty of like places where we could buy some tools, get the bike fixed on the route. But yeah, other than that, it was a really good day.
After some fixing.
It was a really good day for the bike ride. It was pretty cool. It was like under 20 degrees, cloudy, so we didn't get sunburn. Yeah, it was the rear wheel when you tighten the bolts there to keep the wheel like straight. So then one was a little loose and the wheel went a little bit like sideways. And then the gears didn't really work, but we got it fixed. Luckily bikes are pretty simple, so pretty much anybody can fix them. Dill looks pretty nice, not too many weeds here in the dill. you can kind of see the effect that when the crop grows tall like this, then there's not much weed inside. That's the same thing you want to happen on the big fields. And this year the crops have not grown well, so that means more sunlight for the weeds, which means worse for this year and also worse for the next years. So it's kind of a double bad thing when it's a dry year. Main crop grows bad, doesn't provide a lot of shade to the weeds, which means the weeds will grow better. Here you can see it in the garden. When the main crop grows tall, then there's not many weeds. It's so shady and dark down there. But yeah, now parsley is good, dill is good. I think all this is good. We can at the other end just do some weeding with the tool, which is easier.
My bike needs some fixing too. I changed the inner tube, valve and light, but I adjust one bent to bad, so I guess there's the tube rim.
Yeah, I haven't actually changed the inner tube on a bike ever. Like I have never punctured the tire on the bike, which is, I haven't ridden the bike a lot, but yeah, it's gonna happen at some point pretty much. But yeah, it shouldn't be like super hard. But yeah, you gotta be careful. Yeah, with you can either like break the actual tire or the inner tube, or you can also break the valve or the valve stem. I guess it's pretty easy to break. But yeah, pretty easy to fix on a bike. You get pretty good access on a bike to everything. Sometimes when you have some issues with the tractors, then it's not that you don't have good access. Some cable breaks on the tractor, it might be behind like 20 other cables, or you have to take the whole tractor apart to get to the part that you want to switch. But yeah, here we're just gonna weed a little bit. If there's some weeds, we're just gonna weed them and keep this kind of clean this summer. Then next summer I'll probably grow something here and have maybe do the weeding over there. But yeah, as you can see here, there's not too many weeds here, just some here and there. Must need to tighten this knot. This is kind of a little loose there. Few thistles here and a few other types of weeds. Not too much though. This is the twitch grass. This we really want to keep after, and definitely slice up everything like that. Then do that multiple times. Then there should be none of that left.
Tractor, haha, yeah. You know it well, I guess. But you fix it by yourself nonetheless, the hitting parts or areas.
Yep, for the most part. For the most part we have fixed everything on the tractor ourselves. But yeah, one time we needed to change, like it was a cable, like a pretty simple job, just a cable. But then when it's in between all the other cables and underneath the cabin and all kinds of tough spots, then it's like it can definitely take quite a while. even if it's like a simple, you just switch one cable to another cable, or a hydraulic hose, switch one to a new one. Sounds simple, but the actual installing is the hard part, when it's usually in pretty tight spots. But yeah, me and my brother and my dad, we've usually been able to figure it out. The electronic stuff is actually the worst, because then we might need to take it to someone who has like a tester for the electronic things. Those can be really hard sometimes too.
More tricky is mechanical issues.
Yeah, electrical is a lot harder. It's not as obvious to see like where is the issue. Like we had on the tractor, it was like the lift arms on the back didn't come up and down, or they didn't go down when you pressed the button. Then you're like, okay, where's the issue? It could be in like 100 places. Then you just have to start going through the places where it could be and hope you find it at some point. Definitely not easy. But yeah, here's not too much of this left. I think we have a pretty good handle on it. Want to lift these roots up to the surface as much as possible. Once you get this on the surface, then it dies in the sun. But yeah, this is the bad guy. There's like a whole big chunk of those roots. Not too many thistles here. Some there, but mostly just this one weed. Yeah, once the roots die, then they will decompose. But the one thing is with this grass, the twitch grass, it's really like the roots, they really don't have much nutrition. Same with the actual like a grass. That's why it's really bad. Like if you have the ditch there is pretty much filled of the twitch grass. So it's also like it's really bad to feed it to some animal. There's like very low nutrition in that type of grass. That's why it's a super, even if you grow grass for cows or something, you don't want that weed in there, because it's like, it looks like normal grass, but it has very low nutrition values. It's like it's growing, but it's nothing. Bad weed. I'm sure there's like some nutrition in it, but not much.
BBB says the reason why cows and other vegetarian animals need so much to eat from the green.
Yeah, it depends. Like if you have like this is like Timothy. This looks like the same, but this is much better. If you feed this to the cows, then this is much better. That's why, yeah, when you grow some feed for the cows, it's also really, you need to be kind of careful there and grow the right types of grass. The ones that have good nutrition and the ones that the cows like. Yeah, even the cows definitely have a taste. they like some grasses and they don't like some other. You can't just take anything green and give it to the cows. They're not gonna like it all. And I remember when I was a kid, when we had cows, like it even differs from cow to cow. Like one cow can like one type of grass and then another cow is maybe not so picky. So they actually have like even like personalities. Like one can eat anything and another one is super picky, and just like humans. Some can eat almost anything and others are more picky. Pull up some thistles. But yeah, sprayed water here, a little bit sprayed too far. Pretty easy to see where where we sprayed a little water from there. Like there's wheat and then there's no wheat.
Lesser carbohydrates and more proteins and fat. It has the power to change some chronic disease to the good. I was able to test it since many years with people all over the universe.
Yep, for sure. For sure, the right. If you eat the right stuff, then it's really good. And if you eat the wrong stuff, then it can be pretty bad. But then what the good stuff is and what the bad stuff is, it's not super easy to know what's good and what's bad. But I guess the chances are better, yeah, if you eat. Yeah, I guess you can that way you can find it out pretty good. I guess we can check the strawberries. Not too many weeds here, but I see a strawberry there, I think. Might eat one. Yeah, now I think it's pretty well weeded, the whole area. We can check those strawberries if there's some smaller weeds. Now it should be pretty good. But yeah, you can tell it's warm weather because yesterday I sprayed here in the evening. And now you can see the surface is already dry, but underneath there's some good moisture still. But yeah, it sucks. 20 mils, it just sucked it right up here. Or however much I sprayed here yesterday, but about 20 mils, I guess. Yeah, some of the smaller weeds, it's more like it looks better. It wouldn't be the end of the world if there's like some small weeds. But yeah, potatoes look good. We can take, I already dug up one. I think I dug up one yesterday here. I think we can start eat these potatoes. Like there you can see one. Big enough to where you can already start eating them. Fresh new potatoes. We'll put him back in the ground still, but we can start take a little bit and eat it right now. Some new potatoes, I guess they're called, or like summer potatoes or whatever you call them. Ready to eat. Yeah, let's check the strawberries. Guess I could weed here a little bit. But yeah, these are mostly, they produced some berries this year, but they're mostly just growing this year.
So good as necessary and not so good as possible. I try to remember this often.
Yeah, these are good. This one is kind of small. Yes, it's still growing. Here was one that died. I think maybe that one looks kind of bad. Help the leaves through a little bit. Here's a couple that have started to grow real well.
The sun on the strawberry leaves, suck it up.
Yep. Pretty sure the strawberries, they like sun quite a bit. As long as you can keep the moisture levels good. These seem to be growing well here. There was a few different varieties here, so they look a little bit different. The ones there look kind of not so strong, but these look good here. But yeah, with the black plastic here, it's like really warm. It warms the ground even more, so the strawberries are not freezing, that's for sure. It's really, really warm there. A little bit at the end there still. And I think we have made the rounds again. Should be good for another, yeah, maybe once a week I do this weeding. Maybe a little bit less than once a week. Pretty good. Oh, one thing we want to do, I had some rocks in the middle there. I think instead of the dirt clumps there, I think I want to put the rocks on top there. I think they're gonna keep the plastic better in place than the dirt. That's one thing. One thing we could switch it up. I thought it was a snake. A branch there. Completely looked like a snake. Sneaky snake. these instead of the dirt there. And these guys I can just throw to the side.
Rocking like a hurricane is some song from the Scorpions.
Yep, we got three more rocks there. The rocks should keep it better in place. The dirt, when it crumbles down, it's gonna just not keep stuff in place. Oh, a lizard. A little lizard friend there. Where's he going? Oh, there's two small lizards there. There's one hiding under the rock. Lizard friends. They will have to find another rock to hide underneath now. Take one more at the end.
Yeah, maybe you got some more rain, and then the dirt will flow away.
Yeah, I can clean the dirt. The dirt I can clean it off. Throw the largest chunks off and then maybe I take a brush and if I want to clean it up. But yeah, lizards went somewhere. As long as they don't go inside my berries here, then it's fine. No lizard berries. I think they were enjoying the hot rocks there. These are probably quite warm after they were in the sun the whole day. Yeah, this dirt I can it's kinda in a chunk. Once this dries up, I guess I could. Oh, there's these. So here we put. It was like Hanoi or something. The what kind of like strawberries it was? Maybe it was the ones down here.
It's like insects more than berries.
Okay, we'll put these under. These dirt clumps, once they dry up a lot, then we can just throw them to the side like this. Big chunks probably stay together. Clean the plastic up. A little bit of dirt is fine there. I don't want a lot because then the weeds can start to grow. Yeah, lizards shouldn't eat. I don't think they eat more like insects and stuff like that. Not a lizard expert by any means, but I think that's what they really want. Okay, now it should be fine. I think we've done our rounds here. This is all good now. That should be fine. Our sprayer is running, but it's gonna run for another at least half an hour. When did I start? It was like 15:30, 17:30. Yeah, half more hour. I'll have to try to remember to shut it off at some point. But yeah, we got the sprayer running here on the strawberries, the other strawberries. Yeah, once you have some weight on the corners, and it stays pretty good.
Nice work, dirt clumps.
Yeah, this is nice here. It would be easier if nature would do the watering, but sometimes you gotta use the garden hose.
Very nice, idyllic place.
Here, I think I have my drinking bottle here.
And the wind sound, these angle no mic issues. Very calming too.
Yeah, I got the mic is pretty well covered up. It's sometimes if the wind comes from the right direction, then it might be annoying. But yeah, it's good to have like a little bit of background wind noise because that's more realistic. Like there is wind out here, so as long as you can hear, as long as it's just not super loud, like if it's just like then it's not good. But yeah, a little bit of wind noise is fine. But yeah, should be good. I think it's gonna be it for today now. I'm gonna go in the shower now, I think, and then watch the football match later today. But it's starting much later today. It's like 10 p.m. here or something. But yeah, England, Holland, or England, Netherlands. England's probably a small favorite, but it's pretty much 50-50. Just like yesterday between Spain and France. Should be a good match to watch, I think. Should be some action.
Okay. Have a nice shower. 21 p.m. here. England trough Switzerland out GRR.
Yeah, barely. England has been kind of similar to France. They've been playing like, not playing super great, but just enough to get through always. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'll probably stream tomorrow. We'll see if I stream tomorrow, but there will be more streams, and especially next week there will be one really exceptional stream, I should say. We will be going to another place that should be a really, really nice place. More exploring incoming. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.
I am here in the middle of nowhere. There is no there, it is cold there, but I am safe and I am warm. Although it's hard, I know I gotta keep up. No time to lay to drift away. I find my space, I spend my time down the rabbit hole again, and as I fall I can feel the pain. You can't tell me where to go, so I don't know, I just go with the flow. I go with the flow. I'm falling up, I'm falling down, from the sky and from the ground. I burn greatest air. No one can reach me. Lost in a dream, lost in between. Let's keep on flying, let's keep on breathing. I'm falling up, I'm falling down, from the sky and from the ground. Up above, just like below, and I don't know where I should go. 'Cause I'm stuck in limbo. Cause I'm stuck in limbo. Cause I'm stuck in